Hey there guys, this is Ice9 and we're doing another Madden mobile video and it is day 3 of the Combine promo, and I apologize that I have not been able to post a video earlier. Have really not found the time to do it, and I do apologize for that. I like to cover these things earlier and try to give any advice if I have any on how to run the promo. Hopefully, a lot of you knew that One Stamina Saturday was yesterday. EA was always announcing it and things like that. So I think most people knew. And anybody who wanted these Combine players were able to take advantage of yesterday. Because that was really the day to work the promo. That was really the day to do it. One Stamina Saturday, where you could do the event 40 times, and we're going to go into the sets, the math for how that worked, okay? But right now, we're starting this video at the auction house, and we're looking for something. I'm going to refresh and try to look for something. And I'm going to refresh again and try to look for something. And I got something in the search bars. Maybe you guys could guess what I'm trying to search for, and I'm not finding it. But anyways, let's go into this promo. And just a little history about Combine. It's been out all 3 years for Madden Mobile. The first year when I was playing, by that point, when Combine came out, it was pretty much a live event thing that required collectibles, the rarest of which was a 40-yard dash collectible that was really, really hard to get. And the players got better as the promo went on. It went on for several weeks with one player being dropped every week. I believe it was on Fridays. The best player that came out of Combine was a 99 Von Miller card. These weren't boosted cards. I believe they started around in 94, maybe in 96. And they ended up with the 99 Von Miller card. By the time that card dropped, I didn't even bother putting him on my team. By the time I did it, I just sold it for the coins. And it was that Von Miller card was much like the Super Bowl MVP card, Team of the Year or Team of the Week last year. And this year with Domination card, it was more of a pass rushing type of linebacker, which is perfectly fine, but coverage linebackers are a little bit more desirable. And by the time that Von Miller had come out, I had Mobile Master, which became Ultimate Legends year 2 and 3. I had Jack Ham, Mobile Master, and then I had Derek Brooks. The Jack Ham card being able to do a lot of what that Von Miller card could in terms of pass rushing and stopping the run. And then, of course, the Derek Brooks card being an excellent coverage linebacker. So the Von Miller card didn't end up making my team at all. Now, that was year one. Last year, as a lot of people were playing, they do remember that there was a master player with a boost to 99. It was a CJ2K, Chris Johnson, 99 player, with +2 acceleration. I believe the card had 100 speed, and it was something like 90 catch. So it was a really, really good card. But the event itself, the players were so hard to get to put into that set that a lot of people gave up very quickly. I was one of those people. I wanted the master player, but it would seem like so hard to get that I just ended up waiting and not really doing much with the set. I played the live events a little bit, but the live events didn't really end up seeming to get me anywhere. And so I ended up buying that player, Chris Johnson, and I ended up buying him like a week before Gold Medal Master Barry Sanders came out with the same boost and a little bit better player. So that was a big ouch type moment. Luckily, I sold CJ2K pretty early on in the morning, and I was able to I only lost 1,000,000 coins on the player, but still within a week to lose 1,000,000 coins was kind of an ouch moment for sure. So now we've got Combine for this year. Okay, so we see how these sets work, and there's sets and then there's pack-based players. And let's get into these players. Okay, so it requires 5 gold invitations to get a gold combine player. You need 10 gold combine players to get an elite player, which you need 6 specific ones at 40-yard dash, bench press, vertical jump, broad jump, 3-cone drill, and 20-yard shuttle players in order to get one of the 98 combine warriors. These are the set-based players. They're 98s without a boost. Now, some of these players, in and of themselves, are good players. You get 94 defensive end there, 95 O tackle, another 94 defensive end, 94 linebacker, another 94 linebacker. So there's some really good players. There's a problem with all these, though. You can't auction them. You can't auction these or the golds or the collectibles or anything but the Combine Warriors that you get out of the sets, which are unboosted 98 players. That means because because there's no real better cards, you can't pull any of the 99 boosted cards out of a set, and they don't have any kind of set where you put, for example, 10 98 warriors in a set in order to get some 99 master player, because they don't have anything like that. That means that the 98 players are not selling for a lot of coins. They're just not selling for many coins at all. Now, there's some really good players out of the promo, that's for sure. I've got a few of them on my team, and we'll go through that. But in terms of making coins, you can't make money off the golds because, first of all, you can't sell them in the first place, right? And that's the biggest reason. And the second reason is there's no better pull among others. There's more rare cards. I've been pulling a ton of Bruce Irvin and Vernon Davis cards, for example. But there's no better pulls out of it. So you don't have the people gambling. You couldn't sell them anyway, so it doesn't matter. In the same way as these campus heroes, you can't sell the best player out of it. All you could really do with these players is either play it if it's good enough, or do something like stick it in for positional heroes or whatnot. There's nothing else you could do with these players. You could use it as part of the set. You could play them, and that's about it. And the packs, though, are how you can also get these players. And the drop rates in the packs for the players, I will say, is pretty good. The pack odds for the top players, though, the 99s with the boost, is absolutely terrible. And we'll go through that a little bit. But that's how you get some of the warriors. And then you could see here, we're going to go to the auction house, and we're going to get back, and we're going to do Ultimate Legends here. But first, actually, we're going to go into the store. We're going to look at these packs. All right, so we'll do one. You get 1 gold or better combine player, 1 gold or better combine item, 3 gold and better players, and more. So let's see what I get in the one pack. And I'm sure a bunch of you guys have done these packs, but here we go. Gold, silver, bronzes, silver, bronze. There's our combine player. We'll go ahead and put him in the set. And then we get an invitation. So this is a typical pack. Now the drop rates for the elites are good. The drop rates for the 99s are terrible. And the thing is, there's so much coin inflation in the game this year. It's definitely the worst that it's ever been in this game in terms of how many coins are out there in the game, etc. And there's unlimited packs now. So this is EA's way of trying to fight it, in terms of, with coin sellers and the amount of coins that are in the market. And they're trying to get coins out of the game by people going through packs and then trying desperately to get these 99 boosted players and then selling the rest of it, which trickles down to everybody else, means that they're going to have better players on their teams for less because so many people are going through packs. But the drop rates are so bad that only the truly rich in the game can afford them. And that's unfortunate that there's nothing to grind through a live event to get one of these 99 boosted players. Say put in 10 98 warriors to get a 99 boosted player. There's nothing like that. And I think for EA that this is a mistake. Now, by the way, the day to work the combine, and I hope people realize it and were able to take advantage of it more than I was by doing one stamina Saturday. The math on that meant that you got 40 gold collectibles, or in other words, 8 gold players through one stamina refill, assuming you're a P50. And so that meant that every combine warrior cost right around $10 is what it was. But the drops are pretty predictable, and that is part of the problem. We can see right here that this event that's coming up in a little over an hour, an obstacle course event, which is a good one to run, and you get a gold combine invitation each time that you complete this event. My assumption is that there's nothing better that you can get from the event. So with the way the math works now on this, is that you'll get 8 collectibles as a result of one stamina refill. And so that is, 1 2/3 or 1 3/5 of a player is what you could get. The math on that by spending money on stamina refills is just not very good. And it's something that's changed about this game over the years. And I guess the best way to illustrate this is by talking about flashbacks. Okay, so flashbacks, this year, of course, they're +2 boosts. Last year, they were +1 boost. And the first year, they were +1 boost. The thing about flashbacks the first year, for those who didn't play Madden Mobile that first year, they had flashback live events that they brought out. And in those events, you could get a 99 flashback from the live event. It was a very rare pull. I never pulled one, but I pulled 96s, I pulled 98s, I pulled some really good players. There's nothing like that now. Well, flashbacks, I don't know. It's really, EA has abandoned it at this point, and I expect they're going to revitalize it soon. They definitely haven't done much with it. They had the Christmas-only flashbacks, but there's no sets for those. There's no card collectibles for those. Those were just purely cards you could get out of gifts, players you could get out of gifts. But they haven't updated flashbacks all year. But if you remember, the flashback set, the actual live event, you could basically get a collectible out of it, which is the same as like Ultimate Legends and what that's working like now. You could get an Ultimate Legend or a flashback collectible, but that's about it. Your chances of getting a player or actually one of the cards besides the generic collectible to put in the set are almost nothing. So it didn't end up being a real good way to do stamina refills. In the same way, this legacy event this year, for all your hard work of building a team, today they got the obstacle course, and you get a chance, an X Factor, flashback, or legend item for your first win. What that means, I know of one person in my league, which has always been above 20 players, who has gotten an actual flashback player out of this event all year long. And that is truly sad when you're talking about 20 plus active players and not one of them can pull anything out of the event. In the same way, X Factor, where they're running that, is a joke. X Factor, which is advertising a promo, a set-based promo for players which are pretty much, I don't see a lot of people running too many X Factors. But you can't even get any of the parts of the promo from running the live event. All you're going to get is a silver trophy for 5 stamina. Or like, here you go, there's a silver trophy. Now go do X Factors. Whereas a silver trophy, what does it take? 5 of those to get a gold, which 5 of those to get an elite. So you got to run it 25 times to get one of the elite trophies that you would actually have to use in an X Factor, to get an X Factor player. It's absolutely insane. So it's unfortunate, that EA is not letting people do more through live events. The best way to illustrate this too is Most Feared. Most Feared this year had two master players. They were pretty good, and then they had the Most Feared game plans that came out, which were pretty cool. The Most Feared and the Monsters and the Midway, which were pretty cool. And then they had the Beast of the Gridiron, Antonio Brown, which you had to get through getting other players and getting orbs, and then upgrading players, and then elite trophies. And then they had the Urlacher thing where you had to play the live event or go through packs to get players, get gold players, to get elites, to do the player. The problem has been the live events. Once again, this year, Most Feared, for people who wanted to grind the live event and do a lot of stamina refills to do it, the rewards were not nearly as good for doing it that way. The year before, when Dawkins was the Most Feared player, you could actually get elite players through the live event or get really good elite keys that you could use to get really good players and then get the Dawkins card. That little chance of getting an elite player or getting a better pull out of a live event, if you have that small chance, it's all the more incentive to try to play the live event. With the way this is right here, why would I spend stamina refills on this if it wasn't one stamina Saturday? It's absolutely a waste. I haven't done the math on it, but I'm sure it's not very good to get one of these 98 players that's not selling for much anyways. Now, there are the pack-based cards, but they are so rare and the pulls are so impossible that it's just ridiculous. Okay, it's virtually impossible to pull one of these players. Even if you spend millions and millions of coins on packs, you're not going to pull one of these players. The chances are very, very likely. Now, the odds of packs have gotten worse and worse and worse. And EA does this to try to control the market. I understand it. They want to have really good players and they want to take coins out of the game, is what they're trying to do. With the coin sellers out in the game, though, that's really made players really expensive, and they've had a hard time trying to control the market in terms of how many coins are out there in the marketplace. All the inflation serves to do is make EA's live events even less important, less viable way to try to make money in this game just by playing it. That's really unfortunate, in my opinion. Really, really unfortunate that things are that way. And in my opinion, one good way that EA could have done the Combine, for example, to try to neutralize the excess of coins in the game is by making players non-auctionable to a certain point like they did, and you could only get them through live events. Stop it with the unlimited packs and just let make players play the live event. Make the top 99 players unauctionable, some of them, with boosts. And make people play the live event and make them give EA money for stamina refills in order to get them. Don't let them get them through packs, and don't let them get them through selling at the auction or buying at the auction house, which favors the guys who are buying coins in this game. That would be a better way to go, in my opinion, would make the game a little bit more even, a little bit more fun for everyone. So let's go back once again to the auction house. And we're still searching. And we're not finding anything. And here's what I'm searching for. I'm looking for the new Chris Johnson card, and it's not out there. Now, here's the thing. I have him on my team. So I wasn't really looking for him. I bought the player. I went and bought him. I guess you could consider a snipe on this player, 80 million coins as of last night. I had to wait a couple hours to be able to get him. And I had to do whatever I could to get 80 million coins to be able to get this player. But, I know now that I'm reviewing a player that most people can't even get. They can't even get this player. They're never going to have him. And I think that's really unfortunate because the game should reward hard work and they should reward people playing the actual game, playing the live events. If EA wants to get money, I understand EA is a business. They want to make money, they could make more money if they made their live events more viable, in my opinion. They could make more money. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. But here's the card. We're going to take a look at this and we're going to cover players. Then we're going to do a little bit of gameplay here. So here is the card. +2 speed. About the best boost you can get in this game. The only one that's better was the double boosted Mike Vick from last month, the tribute card that was also 99 million coins and extremely hard to get. +2 speed, +2 awareness. If we look at this card, it boosts, it's just sick. 98 speed, he boosts himself. 99 strength, which is kind of unrealistic considering what Chris Johnson's actually like. Not to say he's weak, but he's not the strongest running back that ever lived, that's for sure. Really high agility. I will say that he strength trucks quite a bit. And I found in Hall of Fame that he has fumbled a couple times because I was trying to get cocky and trying to truck with him. And even 96 carry isn't 96 carry when you're playing Hall of Fame. He fumbled for me a couple times, always when trucking, so that's something you got to watch with the card. Gameplay-wise, he definitely is. He's very, very elusive. He's extremely quick. In some ways, I like the smaller halfbacks better than I do the big guys. I think the big guys, regardless of what their stats are for any card, I think the little quick guys are in some ways better for running between the tackles because they just seem to be more elusive and they slip and they juke through between the tackles better than the big guys. And I think the big guys are better at catching the football. They're bigger targets, and for whatever reason, they hold on to the football a little bit better. In terms of the passing game, this card is not great from what I have seen so far. He boosts up to 88 catch, but I've had a number of drops with him already on curls and in some of those wheel routes where, maybe a Zeke would catch it. This card does not. So that's a really early first impression of the card, but that's what it is. Having the speed boost and taking Gurley back out of my backfield rather, and putting DeMarco back in with the awareness boost puts me at a 102 offense, 102 defense, still at a 101 overall. We can see going around, I could run a super speed boosted setup and put Gurley back in there. That might be something I'd take a look at. That would put Jones, Dion, Chris Johnson all up to 99 speed. It would take Blount, I believe, and Peters to 99 speed. It even put Rhodes over 90 speed, which is pretty amazing if you think about it. But for the time being, I'm going to try it with actually running with a fullback is what I'm actually going to do. And that does take me to a 102 setup. I'm playing Favre now, and I like him just fine. He's pretty good. I like Brady too. I think now it's good enough that I could probably drop Brady in and still be at a 102. Yeah, nothing changes. But I am liking Elway for the time being, so I'll keep him in there. And let's get on, and we're going to do a little bit of gameplay, and then we're going to check out players. You can see Seth going crazy here with Combine. Looks like he's doing some packs, and I'm playing my old friend Adif here for the league championship, and he's put up 14 on me. That bastard. Let's see what he did. This is on all Madden. Running the football. just pounding it. Short passing game, good game plan. This is a good way to go. Not bad at all. He's good at playing the game this way. He's really good with deep attack. And another touchdown. And then on the next drive, like I said, a really good way to go. And then once he had to throw the football, he started catching some counters in that last drive. But let's see how I do against Native today. And waiting for the game to load up one of these days. And we've played each other for so long now, me and Native, that, I expect him to have some counters ready for me. We'll see how it goes. Well, that sucked. Run it right out of the back of the end zone. And we're going to try to run a little bit here. We're going to kind of see how that goes. Didn't juke quite quickly enough. We're going to flip that spread FL drag and see how we do with that. And we get a miss. And Gronk finally gets brought down here. All right. Now we're going to try cross in. We'll see how this one goes. That looked like a counter, 17%. Low, could still get the completion, low severity, so not too bad. Strong IFB middle. And good old DeMarco there. And he runs pretty strong. That looks like a counter setup. It is not. And it was a counter, actually. Let me actually see if that was 100% or I didn't see the message. 22%. Just got a little bit unlucky. Now he likes double slant, so I'm going to assume he has a counter for it. I don't want to find out on this play. He's definitely got a counter there. That was 100%. And I'm going to kick it. I chose poorly with the curls flats. But now I know not to use that in that kind of situation. I was kind of figuring he might cover slants. So now we got to score our next two drives. We got the pressures on us. And let's go again. And see how I do. Know a little bit more about what he's doing now, so don't run curls flats. Might have to try out some other plays, depending on the situation. Alright, so let's try running between those tackles again. Bunch HB dive to start things out. And that was a clogged up middle. Should have cut out to the outside, actually. We're going to try something a little bit different with trips tight end stick. And we get the first down. Strong IFB middle again. Get it to him early, given that situation. And we're going to try running a pitch and kind of see how that goes. And let's see, what else can I try here? In this situation, I don't want to get too much in the hole, so got to be careful with what I try to run. And let's look at this, what I've done again. I'm going to try running cross in again. And again, I catch that soft counter, but able to get a first down because of it, because of it was a low criticality. Alright, so let's try weak eye deep curls, and I'm going to look for the halfback on this one. He has not impressed me with his catching as yet, but he does bring down that one. And let's see what else we can possibly try. We're going to flip that spread FL drag, that favorite play of mine. And that corner blitz makes that coverage a little bit easier. Alright, so now we are good and close. And we're going to try curls. See how that looks for us. That's counter, looks like. Felt kind of freezing there. So that's 100%, but we still get the first down. But we know we can't try that one again. Got some interesting counters in here. Let's try to see what else I could possibly run. I'm going to try smash. And he wasn't really able to get going. Not exactly a great goal line play. And we're going to try that strong IFB middle again and hopefully not catch a counter. And we get in there for the first down near the goal line. And let's see if DeMarco can make it in. He cannot. Okay, so we know Curls is countered. That'd be a good play in this situation. And that was a good stop. Okay, so what am I going to do now? Given this situation, this is score or go home type of situation here. And I can't run curls. And I can't run curls flats. Try that flipped spread FL drag again. And I'm going to have to be very careful with the timing of this throw. Nope, he stepped right in front of it. Wasn't a good play for that situation. Adif wins. Good job, Adif. And, yeah, I shouldn't have tried to jam it in there like that, but the linebacker played it perfectly. It was too close to the end zone to run that play. Didn't get a good look at it at all. So that was some interesting counters by Ativ. And I made a mistake and just tried to jam it in there, which was a mistake on my part. I will play the last drive. And I guess since it really doesn't matter, let's try some running plays and see if any of these things uncountered and see if he could do anything. Although in all Madden, it is kind of difficult. I'm going to try to get a first down here. And does not catch the football. That looks like a counter. And fourth down. And a couple of my favorite plays are gone for this situation. That one is not. And then we live to fight another day here. Try another pitch. And for whatever reason, the swipe didn't work. Tried to juke. Trips blunt drive. And that I didn't really have a chance to make a cut. Play action on third down, probably not such a good idea. Let's try to get as much of it back as we can with that. And fourth down, is it coming? Go to weak eye dig. Just got to put that up and hope for the best. And we actually get a catch in traffic by Gronk with really good coverage. Alright, so what else could I do? I'll try flipping off tackle and see how I do. That play works sometimes, especially with quick running backs. So we get a good little gainer out of that. And we'll try running strong toss. That does not look like a countered setup. Let's see if my blocks can hold up. No trucking. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I wonder if he countered Y stick. Looks like he has. I'm about to find out. That looks like a counter for sure. Yep, 100%, but a low severity. Partially because of the overall difference. And let's see what else we can run. Let's try weak gut. And he gets blasted after the short gainer, but gets it. Let's try a halfback screen this close. So usually a screen will not work this close, but we'll try it. We don't even get the pass completed. And we'll at least try to make the score somewhat respectable. And that time, that was a counter too, but a little closer to the goal line. You could see how that guy kind of laid off a little bit. It was not a good play on the goal line right there. And there we get the counter, and extra point is no good. Good game to my friend Adif here. I've been playing with him now since October 2015. We've been playing a lot. So he beats me and my CJ2K and my better overall team. And now looks like Philip and Atif are going to go at it. And here are the two guys in our league championship, and you can see, they don't even have the best teams in our league. It's all about the players and how they play. You can see the mistake that I made on that particular play, and that's what cost me the game. So, but at any rate, guys, let's go into and look at some of these players for Ultimate Legend, and we're going to look at Combine players and what they're going for. So, wait, is there any more CJ2K? So let's check one more time. Or are they all gone? They're all gone. Gone. Okay, so let's check out some of the others. And there's no filter, unfortunately, for combines, so we're catching a lot of Zach Martins. I've got a couple of those. I'm holding on to them, hoping that once Stamina Saturday kind of wears off, that'll go up in value. He might be the best offensive guard in the game all year. And Boss McNair, ton of Marcus Peters, and here's a couple cool cards. So Anthony Sherman right here. And this is one of the cards, the Combine bosses, I guess you could say, and pretty good stats. Maybe not as good a boost as DeMarco, and the problem is DeMarco was free and seems to boost up to a 99 without too much problem. But the stats on this card are pretty good, and if you want to run a fullback, that may not be a bad way to go at all. You do get a boost out of it. Don't know how many boosted fullbacks you're going to get this year, so maybe not a bad way to go. He's going for under 10 million coins. I've seen him for. Here's a couple of the other cards. So we've got an Xavier Rhodes card. It's unfortunate that they have a Combine card for him, just because we already have a Rhodes MVP card with a better boost. +5 acceleration is better than +2 jump. That said, this is really more a true corner 1 or 2 at this point of the game. 96 speed is obviously very good. Man coverage in the zone are very good. Play recognition is a little bit lower than I think even the MVP card, but that's a pretty good card in general. The boost, though, +2 jump is not very good. Now, boost or not, this is probably your best middle linebacker in the game right now. Ryan Shazier, 95 speed. I believe the PLR, which is sometimes low on his cards, is 90, which is definitely high enough given the other stats. 90 man and zone coverage are excellent for a middle linebacker with 95 speed. Everything else is really solid. The boost could probably be a little bit better, but not a bad card at all. And that card is coming down a little bit just because the boost is not quite as good. So there it is, going for 40 million coins. And a couple of Shermans here. And going for 10 million coins a piece. See if we can find any of these other players here. Here is Boss Brian Dawkins, and every time Dawkins gets a card, it's a popular card in the game. I ran Most Feared Dawkins most of the year last year, and then as soon as that all rookie card came out, I got that card and played that for the rest of the year. So it's a great card. I like him a little better at free safety because of his height. I think he's 6 foot or 6'1". But if we look at this boss card, boost isn't great. +2 pursuit is only going to affect the defense. It'll affect overall a little bit, but it's really more of a defense-only type of boost. But 94 man and zone coverage are definitely sick, and 94 speed, 90 strength is as well. That's a good card. It's a real good card. I don't know if it's 45 million coins good, but then again, I guess 80 million for CJ2K isn't necessarily that great either. Let's see if we can find any of these other cards. There's a boss. Nitschke, the former best middle linebacker in the game. Still a real solid card with a better boost. There's another Boss Dawkins. Another Boss Dawkins and another one getting the low 40 million range. And they're trying to control it with letting people get as many packs as they want and then not giving them crap through the packs, making the drops so bad on these really good players. But I don't know if it's going to work. I think if they had something more controlled where people had to play live events to get non-auctionable players, that would probably be a good way for EA to make more coins, assuming that they're hurting as a result of this, which they might be considering how bad the drop rates are and how bad, the live events are in terms of doing these promos. Oh, there's a Sherman for in the low 8 million range. It's really not too bad. Not bad at all. Wouldn't actually be a bad card to get, because you got a boost and you got a fullback you could run for the end of the year. So I'm going to think about getting that one, I think, if I see him drop low enough. But that is it for that. And then here, we're going to go through, because we do have another Ultimate Legend. And here we go. So we've got a Will Shields card. And it's got a +2 pass block boost. But if we look at the stats of the card, 88 impact block, 91 pass block, 93 run block. It's not much like a 98 card. He's fairly, 82 speed isn't terrible, but 74 acceleration kind of is. And so in terms of pulling and things like that, you could expect him to get in the way of your ball carrier. I think it's going to be one of those types of things. And the blocking stats are just not really good. So even though it's a boss player, that card is nowhere near as good as this card. Nowhere near as good. And when we look at the set-based version of the card, it's even worse. Just not really good blocking stats and not the fastest guy either. So I would definitely suggest holding off on that card. But in terms of the other Ultimate Legend, and we could see a little choice here now with these, but the set-based Dawkins card is really good. And 91 man coverage at the safety position is excellent. 92 speed is definitely very good. This Joseph card is also very good, but it's rare because it's a ghost card. And you can see these Dawkins cards are still pretty expensive. And one thing I have found is the Ultimate Legend pack drops the first week to now are very, very different. I did a few of them, trying Ultimate Legend packs, trying Pro packs, trying Combine packs, anything to try to get good players or CJ2K. I didn't get anything. And the Ultimate Legend packs weren't even dropping elites. These packs are garbage. They really are. You get a collectible that you can't sell. I mean, you could use it in the sets, which is good, but you can't sell it and you can't make money off of it. And you need all these 3 elite players to do this set. And I didn't get any of them. And I wasn't getting many elite pulls at all. Nowhere near as many as I was getting the first week of Ultimate Legends. So I must say those packs are also very disappointing and a waste. So, but that is pretty much it for that. And we're going to go in and check out these prices of these Combine players. I wish I could do a search filter for them. But just pulling up 98s, we're going to be seeing a lot of them. There's Vernon Davis, and not even getting the starting bid of 650,000 coins. Same with this Vernon Davis and this Bruce Irvin card. And Jamie Collins here. That's probably asking a little bit too many coins for him, but that's a good player. There's one going for 750 and about to expire. So this is a sad state of affairs, you know, and the difference between, you know, getting one of these guys, which I own 7 of them. I'm going to try to wait to get more coins for them. We'll see how that works out. And like a Boss Legend, it's just this huge difference. And it'd be nice if, you know, more people could afford to get some of these really good boss players on their team. And I just think it's a shame that people can't. That's just kind of the way I think about it. Here's Mariota. Very good stats. Mobile quarterback who could throw with some height. That's a good combination. Collins card, which is a great coverage linebacker. On this one, definitely better in a 4-3. The block shed is a little low. It's 77. It's the weakest spot in the card, but 93 speed and those coverages will definitely get your attention. Already got a pick for me in head-to-head. If you're running a 3-4, this guy might be a little bit better. The block shed's a little bit higher, even though he's a little bit slower and he can't cover as well. But that's still good coverages and speed and should be able to be a little bit tougher as a 3-4 linebacker. And the solder card right here, so a 98 tackle that is not a pack-only type of thing like the Eric Williams card. I have one on my team. The stats are pretty good. He's quick. I've noticed in Hall of Fame and all Madden, he gets beat just like every other right tackle. Just doesn't make a difference who you put there, it seems like. Position is just broken by design. If EA wanted to fix it, they would. They would have fixed it. They just try to make it harder in all Madden. That's what that's all about. And that is basically, let's see who else. There's a Poe card that I'll do a search for. That James Harrison Super Bowl card isn't looking so good. And the Poe card here. And they had a similar card last year with a +1 strength boost that I had on my team for a little bit. Hit power is pretty good. I don't think the block shed is very good. It's more like a finesse type, even though he's got 94 power moves. But it's more like a finesse type, speedy defensive tackle, I guess. But in a 4-3, I think he'll be fine. In a 3-4, I'd want a Will Fork type player there. I don't even know if I'd want Randy White if I was running the 3-4. But that is also a pretty good card as well. And that's it, guys. That's what I'm going to cover in my video for the day. It's been a long one, and I hope it was worth the wait on Combine, and thanks for watching.